Okay folks, I'm going to tell you a wee buzzer pattern. The hook I have in the vise is a size 10 standard heavyweight wet fly hook. The thread that I'm going to use to tie the fly is Ultra Thread in 70 by UTC in black. So just come in and get our thread started behind the eye of the hook. We'll run our thread down until we're just shy of the barb. Now, on the way back up, I'm going to tie in, this is a hand stripped peacock quill dyed red. Okay, just going to show you the packet. It's at there, Vineyards dyed red. Now, what I like to do before I tie it in is just moisten it, because they can be brittle. So, I'm just going to come in and tie it in. Just pull it in as tight as you dare go. Now I'm going to run my thread up. Now I'm going to run my thread up the length of a body. Do it there. Then I'm going to spin my thread anti-clockwise to flatten it out. I'm going to bring my thread back down halfway to there, and then back up. Then I'm going to come down halfway again, a couple of mil to there, and then back up. And then I'm just going to bring round the peacock quill. Now I'm going to have these slightly touching, and all I do is just put my finger on the side, which with each wrap the whole way up, because they're brittle. So you want to take your time when you're putting these on. So they're just slightly touching the whole way up the length of the body to there. Just hold your peacock quill and just come across with your thread, and nice tight turns. Just run this up to the eye. Doesn't matter what way it goes, just run it up, then you can break it away. And I'm going to bring my thread back down. Just going to try and build up the thorax here a wee bit. Back up, bring your thread back down into the middle. Now there's going to be a thorax cover or wing case, whatever you like to call it. That's just going to be the Opal Mirage tinsel. So I'm just going to take a length of this off, and then just going to tie this in on top. Just offer it up to the hook, just come around with a turn, catch it in on top, just put it in the length of the thorax, then tie it in. Then I'm going to run my thread back up again. Now I'm just going to spin my thread anti-clockwise, just to flatten it out again, just to build this thorax up a bit. At this stage, for the wing buds or the cheeks, I'm going to use the Uniflex in orange. So I'm just going to come in and take a length of this off the spool, trim it away, and then all you do is just take your length of Uniflex, put it onto the thread, pull down on the Uniflex and pull up with your thread, and keep your Uniflex underneath. Bring it back up to the body. Now we can build up the thorax at this stage. So there's a wee step there. I'm just going to fill that gap in. And that will be enough for me. Now, just come within a head length. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in a half hitch. And one more. Just to stop the thread from having the potential of bouncing off over the eye. Then I'm going to bring up our Uniflex, or flax floss, whatever we like to call it. Just be patient and just come around with the Uniflex. Just bring it up now. We're not pulling it tight. Just bring it up on top. Then just come around with a loose turn. And a couple of turns to tighten up. Now nothing's set in stone yet, so you can come around and check. Make sure that the cheeks are even. Take another turn and then stretch this. and trim it away. Now don't worry about the head yet, just bring over your thorax cover. Just come around with a nice loose turn, because you don't want it to wrinkle, so it's a slip. So I'm just going to come back in again. Just come around with a nice loose turn, then a couple of tight turns onto the tinsel. Just fold it back, bring your thread to the eye, and then you can build your thread up over the mirage. It's just slipping there, so, but that's okay, just take your time. There. Now you can come in this stage and trim away your mirage tinsel. Just come in with another 2 turns just to secure everything, just a wee fibre there. Just want to take it away. Then we'll come in with our whip finishing tool and just throw in a whip finish. Pull your thread nice and tight. Come in and trim away the excess thread. Now what we're going to do is, on the wing buds I'm going to use a Sharpie just to colour up the bottom of the cheeks. So I'm just coming in, a bit of colour on the bottom. Now at this stage you can varnish, leave to dry a couple of times, or you can come in, you can super glue and then varnish, or if you've got UV resin you can use UV resin. Now I'm just going to use a wee drop of UV resin here, but I just want it on the head first, basically on the thorax. Don't want it on the body, not yet. So I'm just going to come in with my needle and just spread the UV resin around the thorax. Nowhere else at the minute, just the thorax. Make sure you keep it out of the eye. Now I'm going to keep that on the move, so I don't want it settling. And then come in with my UV torch and set the resin. Just make sure it's all set. Okay, now at this stage I'm going to come in with another wee drop of UV resin, but just on the body. Just a small amount, not too much. That's plenty. Just come in with my needle and just spread it all over the body, even down under the hook, under the bar hook. Right the whole way down. Yeah, that's plenty. Come in again with your torch and just set the resin. And then just to finish off, I'm just going to come in with a coat of clear varnish. Just starting at the back of the fly. Just give it one rub up, another stroke there, one underneath and one on this side. And then just let that dry, and if it needs another wee coat of varnish, just give it another wee coat. But you can see the flash back there on the thorax, just using the mirage tinsel, and nice body segmentation using the hand strip, the peacock quill in red. So look, tie them up, size 10s, 12s, maybe even 14s, dozen of each. Get them in your box. Hopefully you can catch you a few fish.